Now by now, at this point, you should know your meridians. All we're going to do to balance the meridian is very simple. We're going to use Lao Gong, which is pericardium 8, which is located in the heart of palm, and that's what emits the energy that heals or kills. We're going to take Lao Gong and we're going to trace the meridians. Okay? We can do one side or we can do both sides. Doing both sides, bilateral meridians, for example, doing heart on this side is like one dose of medicine, so to speak. And then to take two, you do the other side immediately after doing the first side. Okay. Whatever technique we do on one side, we would do the same technique on the other side if we're going to do bilateral techniques. So I don't do a disruption on this side and then a balance on that side. I'm going to do a disruption on this side and then I'm going to do a disruption on that side. Now in the video, I'm only going to do one side, now, which will be the right side. In doing these techniques, we want to do them in pairs of 3. And so we do, or sets of 3. We go disruption 3 times, or we do balance 3 times. We can do it 6 times, or we can do it 9 times. It doesn't matter how many times you do it. You just, sometimes it takes more times than others to get that meridian balanced out. So we're going to start always with kind of getting the organ's attention, getting the meridian's attention. We do that by disrupting the fire element, heart and small intestine. Disrupting heart and small intestine will kind of set up for everything else. Now, you can balance just one particular meridian all by itself, but it's always more effective if you do heart and small intestine disruption first before you do anything else. Every meridian has a balancing point. And these balancing points, when you touch with your grounded hand, the hand is just going to touch and it's just going to be stationary, it's not going to move. And I have my balancing hand, and so I want Lao Gong on the balancing point for the associated meridian. We're going to go over all the balancing points for all the meridians, and as long as you have your hand on that balancing point, that's the only meridian that you're going to be able to balance. None of the other meridians will be affected by your balancing hand. So we'll start with disruption of fire. Disruption of fire, we start with the heart meridian, small intestine 15, which is right here on the back of the shoulder blade. We're going to place Lao Gong right there on the shoulder blade, and we're going to turn the hand palm up. This is a lot easier to get to. And then I'm going to take my other hand, my balancing hand, and I'm going to start at heart 9, and I'm going to disrupt the meridian by going against the grain from largest number, heart 9, and then swiping off at heart 1. Notice I make a big circle before I come back to heart 9. And I slowly just feather touch. I'm just feather touching, moving very slowly, and then swipe off again. And I'm going to do it one more time. I do not want to go backwards. What I mean by that is when I swipe off, I come all the way up and all the way around, so that I don't come up and then I bring it back down and then come up again. That's incorrect, and you'll mess up the meridian flow. So you disrupt by going largest number, heart 9, to heart 1. If we're going to balance the meridian, we want to go from smallest number to largest number. So heart 1 to heart 9. Now we've got the meridian disrupted. Just because I did that one little test, I'm going to disrupt it one more time. Now I'm going to go to the small intestine meridian. And I can sit up here beside him, and heart 5 is going to be the balancing point for the small intestine. Okay? And I can take my hand and just hold his wrist with Lao Gong covering heart 5, and I'm going to start, since it's a disruption, I'm going to start up here at the end of the small intestine channel, and I'm going to slowly come down the side of the neck and around the shoulder blade and down the arm all the way to the pinky, and then I'm going to throw it off. And I'm going to make that whole big circle again. I'm going to come up and around very slowly, feather touch, nothing different here. All we're doing is backwardsly tracing the meridian to disrupt the meridian so that his body is open to receiving the healing. Okay, there's my third time. So now we have disrupted fire, and we can go back now and we can reestablish fire by balancing these meridians, or we can go ahead and proceed with the next elements and come back and do fire last. And that's my personal favorite way of doing it, is go in, balance the rest of the meridians while these are disrupted, and come back and balance fire. So we open with fire, disruption, and then we close with a fire balance.